Since I have this chain ready and handy, I'll go straight into showing you how to single crochet. Now when you're building your first row of single crochets onto a chain, it's slightly different than if you're stacking singles on top of singles, and I'll show you how once I get to the end of here and turn. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had 12 chains. This first chain is classed as a turning chain, so it will no longer be classed, there won't be a stitch being worked into there because we're going to use it to turn. So once I work along to the end, I'm only going to have 11 single crochets, so bear that in mind. You'll always lose one of your chains as a turning chain for single. You will lose, I get rid of one for half, and then you'll be 2 or 3 for double, and then 3 or 4 for treble, depending on how tight and how loosely you crochet. Okay, so we missed this first one, so this is our working loop, ignore this. Then we're going to miss this first chain that's closest to the hook, and we're going to go into the second one. So we've got top bars and bottom bars here. We're going to go under that top bar, grab your yarn and pull it through, yarn over and pull through. We're going to do one into that top bar of each chain all the way to the end. And when I say all the way to the end, sometimes that can be like 170 chains, which is why if you're just running straight single crochets, I opt for the chainless foundation, because it can be a bit disheartening doing that long a chain and then working all the way back. Also, if I'm doing a big chain, I like to place stitch markers. Sorry, sneezing dog in here. I like to place stitch markers at certain points so that I don't have to count all the way back. So if I'm doing more than 100, I'll place a marker maybe at 50 or 100. So I know I've got to that point, and I can start counting from that stitch marker exactly how many I've got after that. Right, so this is me getting to the end. This is the last chain I'm going into here. So there is my first little row of single crochet. Now, to work back and forth, you need to chain one if you're sticking with single crochet, and you're going to flip your work over like you're turning a page of a book. You don't want to turn it this way and start working along the bottom, unless that's what you're supposed to be doing in a pattern, because sometimes you do that, but you would normally build stitches at the end to make it rounded. But in this instance, because we're making a block, we're just going to flip it like a page of a book, so the back side of the last row is now facing you. Ignore this chain that you just created, because this is just a turning chain. You're not working into anything here. Your stitch is directly on the base of that. So now you've got 2 bars to go under, because you've created your little V's from working your single crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So always just look for those V's. If you go under one, it isn't a big deal if you're going to do that the whole way along. But if you accidentally do it, it's just going to change the look just slightly, possibly to a look that you're not trying to achieve. Always go under the both of them. Okay, all the way to the end. Hook through, grab the yarn, yarn over, pull through, grab the yarn, yarn, pull through, through, and this is another place that trips people up. So this last one, it curls over just slightly. Count as you go, very, very important. Count your stitches as you go, or stop and count back if you're not able to count as you go. If there's too much background noise, I was saying to the ladies that I teach crochet to, I've gotten to the stage where I can visualize numbers in my head, because when there is children chatter, dogs barking, TVs are on, a lot of background noise. I've taught myself to visualize my numbers so that I don't lose count. And you will still get people trying to talk to you when you're trying to count, but hopefully as time goes on you'll be able to keep counting anyway and pick up the conversation later. But if you don't work into this last one, so a few of them had the problem where their sides were they were going in like this, and it's because they kept missing the last ones on each row, making their work smaller and smaller and come into a triangle, not a square. So if I count my V's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I know I have one more to work, and it's just here, and it just curves over the edge there. So wiggle my hook in there, grab the yarn, pull it through. So now I've got 11. Now chain one again, flip it over like you're turning the page of a book. First stitch is directly below this chain that you've created, and work your way back along. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Also a little trick, if someone's trying to talk to you and you're trying to count your crochet stitches, just say the numbers louder. They'll soon stop asking you the question and just let you count until you've gotten where you need to be. I've done it on many occasions. And that is the end of single crochet rows. It does curl a little bit, but a little bit of blocking, or as it gets bigger, depending on the piece that you're making, depending on the yarn that you're using, if you're making squares that are all going to get joined together, they will balance out. You can block them or just wait until you've joined them all and block the whole piece. They will settle. Another reason why I like using acrylic, it's just very easy to use, as long as it's a good soft acrylic that suits everyone. It's easy washed, it's easy handled, and it's pretty much my go-to. Right, off to do another video.